The topic for this week's mission report is Lord of the Sabbath. It's from Tanzania. The date is 20 June. The story is about Ezekiel. This week's mission story is about how the first people joined the Seventh-day Adventist Church on Zanzibar Island, which is part of Tanzania and located just off Africa's eastern coast. This story started in 1986. Ezekiel was perplexed. He didn't know what to make of a book title. Is the true Sabbath Friday, Saturday, or Sunday? Someone had given him the book written by W. Duncan Eva, a former vice president of the General Conference. He had read it at home on the island of Zanzibar. Unlike most people on the island, he was a Christian. He had moved to Zanzibar a year earlier in 1985 to get away from family problems on Tanzania's mainland. Ezekiel was puzzled by the book. He was pretty sure that the true Sabbath wasn't Friday, the day observed by many people on the island. He kept Sunday all of his life, but he had read in the book that God's holy Sabbath was actually Saturday. He spoke with a friend, a fellow Christian named Moses, who also had moved to Zanzibar from the mainland. They agreed that the book's message must be false, but its argument for Saturday was compelling, and Ezekiel didn't get it out of his mind. He went to the man who had given him the book. Tell the person who gave you this book to come see me, he said. I want to ask him for the truth. Before long, a Seventh-day Adventist literature evangelist named Johanna visited Ezekiel and Moses. He tried to answer their questions about the Sabbath. When the men argued, he offered voice in prophecy Bible lesson. He added, if you answer all the questions in the lesson, I will give you a gift. Ezekiel and Moses were interviewed. They took the first 5 lessons and completed them. Johanna corrected the lessons and gave them 5 more. Then the men finished all 20 lessons. Johanna congratulated them on passing the course and presented them with a certificate. He also gave the promised gift 3 pairs of grey pants and 3 red and blue long sleeves shirts for each man. Ezekiel and Moses were pleased. The island's economy was weak, and many people didn't owe more than one set of clothes. Ezekiel kept one set for himself and gave the other 2 sets to relatives. The surprised relatives asked when he had gotten the clothes and replied, please come, I'll show you. Relatives and friends signed up for Bible lesson. After completing the 20 lessons, Ezekiel began to keep the Sabbath. Then Johanna encouraged him and Moses to take the second course. When they finished these 20 lessons, they received another certificate and 3 more sets of pens and shirts each. Then Johanna offered a Bible study on health. After those 20 lessons, Ezekiel and Moses received another certificate and more pens and shirts. It took about a year to complete the 3 course. As they studied, Moses had 3 dreams about a big brown door. After the third dream, he and Ezekiel knocked on the big brown door of the new Adventist clinic on the island. The clinic's doctor led them to an Adventist house church and strengthened their faith with additional Bible studies. After finishing the third course with Johanna, Ezekiel asked to be baptized. So it was that Ezekiel and Moses were baptized in the Indian Ocean. Johanna and the clinic's doctor joined the men in the ocean as they went under the water. They were the first Adventists to be baptized in Zanzibar in many years. In 1989, the first Adventist pastor arrived on the island. The 6 years later, in 1995, the first Adventist church opened. Today, the church member met in 6 churches and 5 branches Sabbath school. Ezekiel attend every Sabbath. Moses has turned to Tanzania mainland to live, but the 2 men keep in touch. Ezekiel said He was grateful for the literature evangelist and the doctor. Through them, he learned about the Sabbath and the Lord of the Sabbath. We thank God that we could depend on him, he said. The Zanzibar Seven-Day Adventist Dispensary has offered critical service on Zanzibar for nearly 40 years, but now its two buildings are old and need to be replaced. Ye can be part of the clinic's story by giving to these quarters 13 Sabbath offering, which is also known as the quarterly mission project offering. The funds will allow the clinic's building to be demolished and replaced with modern structures. Thank you for giving generously to this project.